Last time, on Sailing Kittiwake, we sailed up the Majorca coast, enjoying some time in Port de Soyer before heading into anchor at Sacalobra, a gorgeous and dramatic canyon with a stunning anchorage in front. In this episode, we sail further up the coast, rounding Cap de Formentor at the northeastern point of Majorca, before heading into Pollensa. So we had a really nice, relaxing afternoon. We read, we swam, we did a bit of free diving practice. We're not very good, my ears are killing me every time I get past 5 meters, they just hurt so bad. Now I think we're ready to go to shore. It's 5 p.m. and it's looking like the beach is getting less and less crowded and we can go for a nice walk. You can actually see the pebbles on the bottom. This is great. This is really cool. It looks like it's the top of a mountain range, like the Dolomites or something. And instead of having, you know, hills and valleys and all of that, they're flooded with water and there's the sea around them. It's really cool. A little bit surreal. This is why we patiently waited all day. There's no one around and it's incredible. And it's not even that hot.
So hard to see from the moment we arrived.
It's like something off of a different continent. Like, it doesn't feel like it should be in Europe, this thing. It's so huge. It's like something you'd find in America or somewhere. Really like it.
Nearly young, you are one who will survive. When time's been bad, you put smiles on everyone. I think of you, and of all I should have.
We're gonna pop round to the next colour along. It should be better holding there because it's sand rather than this kind of gravelly stuff, and it's supposed to get a bit gusty today with the thunderstorm which is going to happen apparently. So it's only about 2 miles away I think, so we'll just pick up the anchor, pop round there, and yeah, hopefully that'll be quite nice too. Hopefully there's not a thunderstorm, but it's really cloudy at the moment, so it looks like there could be.
Biggest fear is the anchorage is full.
Yeah, if we get round there and then the anchorage is full and then it starts raining and storming and then we're just going to be like motoring around in the bloody storm, but we figured we'll try and do it now, and worst comes worst we can always come back here. A little bit forward. Okay, neutral.
There's a thunderstorm coming which we didn't notice because we only look at the wind forecast, but it's coming from the southwest with gusts up to 21 or 22, but basically a local here told us that through the gorge the gusts can become like double their actual speed, so we're moving. So we're gonna go up to the north coast in Cala de San Vicente, which is where we went on holiday quite a few years ago, and that's quite exciting to go back there, even though it's going to be pissing it down.
It looks like we might be missing the worst of the storm. This is the view behind us with the really dark grey clouds and rain and all sorts. And then in front it's actually not looking too bad. Much lighter. Hopefully it won't rain, hopefully it'll brighten up later and we can have a nice afternoon.
All the zips just give up once you move on to a boat. Okay, ready to go out there and go steer. There's the lightning and thunder at the back of the boat, and we are about 2 miles from our destination. We are here. It looks like this water will be amazing once it gets sunny and nice. Holding was exceptional compared to yesterday. Anchor bit right as we put it down, and we're really happy to be here. It's super flat. We made some progress. My plan of having a full weekend off work completely failed because of the weather. I felt like it was useless to be on the boat while it was raining and not do any work. So we've been working all afternoon. But it's now cleared up and it looks pretty nice around here. I'm going to show you around in a second. So we're going to go to shore, drop our rubbish, have a look around, try and find our old hotel.
The water here, especially when the sun's out, is probably as good or better than on Formentera. It's really light blue, kind of the same colour as Kittiwake actually, and it's really inviting. But it's been a bit windy today, so we haven't gone for a swim. Maybe tomorrow if it's still nice tomorrow.
Are you enjoying this trip down memory lane?
Yeah, it's nice. We spotted our old hotel. The supermarket where we bought some sun hats. It's nice. It's kind of weird coming back to somewhere we've been before.
Yeah, we've never done it, have we?
No, nowhere that I could think of. So yeah, it's really cool.
Feels a little bit weird to be back after 2 years. I remember walking these streets and looking out to sea and being worried about work and thinking, how do I get out of working like 60 hours per week, having to go to the office every day, and yeah, just the memories of having a lovely holiday but also being like really worried about not being happy with my old lifestyle. And being back here now, walking down the street where we had our hotel and seeing our old bay, I just feel like, I don't know, I feel really light. I'm walking like on clouds or something, just thinking back of the old times. God, it's so nice. I'm gonna go for a dinghy ride now. You can see the sand under the water. We've been in San Vicente for 2.5 days, I think.
Yeah.
And we enjoyed what the cruising life is all about. The water is so cool and amazing, and it's not that cold apart from the first impact. So we dived, well, free dived obviously, we don't have any diving gear, and just enjoyed being on the boat. We did a few hours of work each day, but pretty much had a lot of fun. That's what we hoped the cruising life would be all about when we set off. And today we're gonna head to Pollensa because, as you may remember, we ordered a new camera, woohoo! And it's arrived to the Pollensa post office, so we're gonna go and pick it up tomorrow morning.
The boat is mostly prepped to go. We just need to unpack the main, turn the engine on, and then we'll go pick up the anchor. So I've got my trusty anchor picking up gloves. And then we'll probably motor out of here. At the moment the wind is kind of heading straight towards us, but hopefully once we get out the wind will be, well, it's forecast to be from the southwest, so that would give nice little light weather sail up to Formentor. But if not, we'll probably have to motor up to the end of the island, and then when we turn around hopefully we'll get some wind coming with us.
goes into the locker.
While we're pointing roughly into the wind, I'll just put the main up. It's always easiest to put it up into the wind. You can kind of do it if you're nearly into the wind, but it's easier to go straight into the wind, and then it should just go straight up quite easily.
Now that we're out of the cala, the winds are on the beam, which is perfect for a beam reach, so we're going to pull the Genoa out. Okay, 4.5 knots on a day where there was meant to be 8 knots of wind. So far all the myths of the Med are just not true. Come on, there's wind all the time. We're sailing a lot. The Bay of Puerto Pollensa is just behind all of this massive ridge, which is like a finger of land coming out. So it would be about a mile that way, but we've got to go around all of these pieces of land, which looks pretty incredible, and round the Cap de Formentor, which is a very spectacular cape at the northern tip of Majorca. And we've been there before from the top. We went there to rock climb last 2 years ago or something like that. So it's going to be really cool to see it from the sea now. After the voyage from last year, it's so lovely to be able to just sail in summer clothes. It's definitely a different experience from the average sailing in the UK.
We're just coming up to Cap de Formentor, this headland behind us with the lighthouse on it. It marks the sort of halfway point of our sail today. Once we get round this headland, we'll turn and head back down that way on the other side. I suspect because the wind's kind of coming from this direction, more or less aiming sort of towards the headland, once we get around the other side, I doubt there will be any wind. So it'll probably be a case of dropping the sails and just motoring back down the other side, but it should at least be very nicely protected from the waves because of the headland. It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
As expected, the wind died completely as we came around the headland, so we'll furl away the sails and just motor on round. It's looking really calm and really nice, really stunning behind us. The wind is really light. There is a little bit of breeze, but coming more from our nose, so we're just motoring down, and we're not very far away. We can kind of see the area that we're going to go into anchor. So yeah, we should be there probably like an hour or something, I guess.
So luck was on our side, the wind picked up again and we're doing over 4 knots, even though the wind is really light. But it's super well protected in here, so the water is almost flat, so we're gliding through really easily. It's really lovely. Happen every time we try and find an anchorage. We had a waterplane landing right in front of Kittiwake, and the support ship was going that way, so we thought it would turn, but something told me it wouldn't, and thank God I stopped and turned, because it would have been a pretty bad collision. Yeah, really cool though.
It took a couple of attempts to get anchored here in Pollensa, but we're now anchored. We've got quite a lot of room around us. The wind's kind of coming across the bay, so it's a little bit of a noisy chop, but the boat's not really moving around that much, so hopefully with earplugs we'll be able to sleep.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, then please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. We'd like to thank our Patreon crew who support the production of these videos. If you'd like to support us too, then follow the link to our Patreon page. Don't forget to follow Sailing Kittiwake on Facebook and Instagram for real-time updates. Join us next time as we meet up with some friends who tell us the story of their encounter with a migrant boat.